long overdue video track list for the set I did of DJ Ratty versus DJ Rob E, also known as the green tape, mainly because it was a green coloured tape. Pretty simple. From back in Red October in 1992. These two are definitely hands down two of my favourite sets for that year. The Ratty one especially, the mixing is just on point. So both of those sets, there was a couple of tunes in here that overlap both of them, but just it's just absolute magic and a joy. And Robbie, I didn't really know much about him other than that one tape, to be honest, but bless him, he did kind of get in contact with me after I mentioned him on a previous video. So big up yourself, mate. Good to see you still got the decks and still banging out a few tunes. So let's get into it. Right, kicked off with Citadel of Chaos, Easy Man. Although this is an absolute joy to mix, it doesn't kind of follow a set structure of sequencing in phrasing. So you've kind of got to work out exactly, I think it's 4 bars in, you mix from then. So anyway, I was just about to start the show and I couldn't remember what it was. Oh, mix bar 4, there you go. I've actually got it written on there. Mix 4 bars in. There you go. Should have looked at that before I started the show. Big tune, great EP, Living Dream. EP, Citadel of Chaos. Then moved into DBL2 Happy. Just again, all of these tunes are super fun to mix with. Those guys really kind of pick tunes that would have nice long intros that kind of chop and change. Obviously super Ratty style, like loved chopping up the beats like that. So that was a really great release. Then Fantasy, Hippodrome, it was the remix. I believe both of these guys played it. Again, just this one was, it's so fun to kind of get in the mix, that one. Big up Fantasy and Gemini on that one. Pennywise, of course, just an absolute classic. Was played by Robbie on that one. Did a phenomenal mix with the tune, which I'll talk about a little bit later on, which was the latest addition to this set. Jungle Muffin, the Moog. I believe I bought this one at one of the rave stories, actually, from Intense Records. So big up the guys at Intense. This was the one released, the interface mix. Now, my God, trying to get hold of this one was a lot of fun for me, as I'm sure others have experienced trying to get hold of a tune. The release interface tune. The release tune is available quite easily and everywhere, but it's the interface remix is the one that kind of samples Blame in there. Just not, I didn't really, in fact I'm pretty sure that Robbie tape is the only one that I've heard this on. Big tune. Back to Basics, Eat Life, phenomenal EP, that one again, good fun tune. FBD Project, out to Mr. Neil Tricks. I think it was originally called FBD and then they changed to Let's Do It, or it was originally called Let's Do It and then changed to FBD. There's some kind of confusion. I ended up actually calling Neil, I think, because I actually crossed it out. You can't see, there you go, on there. Then Damage, again, a lot of Basement. Ratty was definitely a big fan of Basement back in the day and supporting them massively. Out to Mayhem, Damage, such a big tune. Dominate, look, I've even written Ratty on this one. Again, didn't really hear this tune on many other sets. It was really it was good fun going through this set and actually buying the records that I was missing from it, because there was a couple of absolute gems in there that, you know, would have gone unnoticed. And this is another one. Nick Ball, crazy. Robbie played this one. Just such a very specific style of hardcore that was kind of played kind of throughout this, but a really cracking EP. DJ Fantasies, mate, Street Violence. So yeah, out to Fantasies, mate, on that one. Then we go to Critical Records. This one was the first release, was with Jay Higgs, Jay Emery and Ian Clifton. New Sound by and Sellout. Sellout was not a forgotten B-side, because other DJs did play it, but most people did draw for New Sound by. But Sellout, epic piano in that one. Again, I've written Robbie on this one because this Edge Records, although I've got a load of records from Edge, this one definitely went under the radar for me. QA, very kind of techno-y influenced one, but just with a really naughty bass line. Again, Robbie played that one. And like I say, just a real joy to kind of see the difference or the tunes that were kind of selected for these two sets. Just wasn't really like anything. There's a lot of tunes that weren't really played in other sets out there. DVSD, Time of Our Lives, Drive You Crazy, big awesome records tune. More Basement Records goodness, Wax Doctor, A New Direction, of course, that one was absolutely hammered. But if you've got this and you only ever play that, check out Herbal Techno. Nice. This was another one that took me a while to actually get the right version, because there just wasn't any. Psychic Nasty and the Nasty remix, yes, but it is the Terrorize mix. That's the one. That's the one that Ratty played, and again, keep saying it, but didn't really hear it on many other mixes. That was a nightmare to get hold of. I think that was one of the last ones to kind of complete these sets. So happy I've got that. Well, actually, tell a lie. There is one more tune. DJ XL, Just When You Thought It Was Safe. Now, this has been repressed by Night Force Records, but the one that I'm actually after is on the original pressing. There's Breakbeat 1, 2 and 3 on the flip side, and they're about 3 or so minutes each of just breakbeats. And Breakbeat 2, I believe, is the one that's kind of like an amen, but then it kind of doubles up and just goes all a little bit mad. That is on the repress, but it's only a very, very short clip, I think like 20 seconds or so. So I'm going to need to hunt the original down. So excuse me, I am missing one record. CBiz Crowd says Rewind. Do you know what? It's the other sides of this as well that were so good. I want to say yeah, and so good. Now, you probably won't be able to see this, but right there... No, you can't really see it. It's actually been punched through, so it clicks like a lunatic. It actually cracked. I've put it back and it kind of plays, but again, that needs replacing. Naz, aka Naz, Start It Again. Again, there were quite a few different mixes of this one, but it's the... I don't think this actually says on this one which is the mix. It just says Start It Again. Very famous vocal on that. Yoke, Sunny Side Up EP. You could just play any one of those tracks. Just draw for it with your eyes closed and just put it on the turntable. Music for the People, Poach Mix, which interestingly, none of those two were played on either of these sets. It's the Bish Bosh that was played on Rob E's set. Then we go into Orca, Lucky Spin Records, some early business from Orca. Again, all of these are great tracks, but Splash was the real one that got battered. Tic Tac Toe, interestingly, Simon from Basement Jaxx, Simon Radcliffe, can't remember his name. He was part of Tic Tac Toe. Did not know that until, well, actually, I did know that a few years ago. Ephemeral. I think I've never known how to pronounce that. Ephemeral. Anyway, it was the Mickey Finn, Fabian Grooverider remix. That's the absolute one. This was the remix of 456 and Ephemeral. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Original still just as good. Bad Influence, Sudden Impact. Such a great tune. Again, one of those ones with really nice long intro that just builds and builds and builds, which is kind of quite rare in 92. There was a lot of, you know, people would get into the business straight away. So it was nice to have the occasional tunes that really kind of let you get into the mix. Double Vision, which is, I believe, oh my God, why have I forgotten? This is Tango and it was someone else. Someone's going to put a comment in there. This is why I should have done this ages ago. Got to Release. This was really kind of a step up in kind of tempo, but also in energy and rawness and breaks and pace. This is like kind of coming toward the end of 92. As I said, this was October when this came out. So with the obviously the relationship between Ratty and Tango, he probably had a nice little dub of that puppy. Chaotic Chemistry, which of course is Two Bad Mice, another pseudonym for them, the LSD EP. All of these are wicked tracks, as they have been with all the kind of early Two Bad Mice releases. And I believe it was Drum Trip Part 2. Don't hold me to that. More Basement Records. Now, I remember Rush Till Dawn presents Hedgehog Affair. Now, I'm pretty sure at some point Hedgehog Affair was also an artist name as well. So I actually spoke to Ron about this. I think I asked him in the interview I did with him, because I was like, dude, you're confusing me on my OCD. I need to know who the artist is. And he's like, I don't know. We just made music and put it out there. And you know what? Fair enough. Track on this one was Don't Just Stand There. Big tune. Prodigy, Out Space. I played Rough in the Jungle. Now, actually, Uplifting Vibes remix. I'm pretty sure that was the right mix of that. Again, that probably got taken down off YouTube or blanked anyway. Foul Play, big up all the gang behind this one. This was Oblivion Records. This was the second release that they did. Survival's a big tune, and Feel the Vibe. Feel the Vibe, I'm pretty sure that was one that LSD used to cane loads. Survival, again, good, nice, wicked beat-made tune with just loads of intro space to mix and have a good bit of fun. Tronics, good and strong. This one was a small fortune for this one, but I was pretty happy with it because it's a pretty good copy of it. Samples, Prodigy, Your Love, and just an absolute beast of a tune. Now, this is where my tunes, well, these are all the tunes, apart from, of course, the DJ XL one from that set, and it's an hour and a half's worth. So I basically filled in the blanks for the rest of the show. Sublove, She Moves, again, big up Jody Wisternoff, just an absolute cracking selection of tunes that Sublove did. This was, I do have the original of this, but this was a repress back in 2018 from Nightforce Records. The Oddball EP, cracking little EP, that one, and some really good fun tunes on there. Time to Kick. This is actually really fast. I think this is like 160 or 165, so you kind of got to slow that one right down, but really enjoy that tune. Dance City Records, Can I Share My House With You? This was actually Marvin Beaver, aka Dylan Rhymes, and that's where I got to know him through the breakbeat scene in the sort of early 2000s, and didn't realise that he was behind Dance City, the label, and many of the tunes back in the day. It's funny because, you know, there's a few of the guys from the scene, because Asen was making breakbeat tunes. Rennie Pilgrim, obviously from Rhythm Section, was considered, and certainly in my eyes, the godfather of breakbeat. LSD, of course, was making stuff as well. Shades of Rhythm as well. And of course, you know, Force Mass Motion, out to Mike Wells, big up yourself, mate. Made loads of tunes in the scene. So a lot of old ravers in there. Network Records, this one, The Rave Digger. The Lethal's original mix, just, it's got everything, this tune. Big pianos, big breaks, big bass line. Baby Kane EP, just a cracking EP. This has actually been repressed through Nightforce again, like recently. Good sensey indeed. More Basement Records, and I think it was Stormtrooper that I played. Again, this is one of those EPs where you could just pick any one of those and just batter it. Mayhem on the buttons once again. And then, of course, finished off with one of Tango's tunes. And what did I play? Do you remember? I remember. Think so. Can't Stop the Rush. I'm sure it was that one. Cracking EP, that one as well. And then the remix EP, that was good. So there you go. That was all the tunes from the Ratty and Robbie set. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good jazz. Catch you later.